All right, so I said I was going to help you guys out because I received a few emails today about the questions in the documents A, B, C, and D. All right, so really quick, I'm in OneNote right now. If you guys look on the side here, you should have worked on documents A and B on Tuesday, and you should have worked on documents C and D today. So if you look at, let's just look at documents A and B real quick. If you look at this document, you start to have questions like this. Number 5, how might you use this document to argue that equality is the most important ideal in the Declaration of Independence? Number 5 down here, how might you use this document to argue that the unalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is the most ideal in the Declaration of Independence? If you look at C and D, document C and D, number 5 here, how might you use this document to argue that the consent of govern is the most important ideal? And then number 5, for the last one too, how might you use this document to argue that alter or abolish the government is the most important ideal in the Declaration of Independence? Now, this is what's important. The alter or abolish the government, the consent of the governed, or consent of the governed, the life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and lastly, equality. All of those are important ideals of the Declaration of Independence. All of those are things you're going to be writing your body paragraphs about. If you go to the background reading laid out that we have a few important ideals that were laid out in this document we are going to be writing an essay on. Those are right down here. And I'm going to draw on this so you guys can see it. And if you want to highlight it, you can do it too. Your task, consider the 4 key ideals of the Declaration of Independence: equality, unalienable rights, consent of the governed, and the right to abolish or alter the government. Hold on one second. You might have noticed just a bit of a jump. I had to go and do something real quick, but now I'm back. So these things, equality, unalienable rights, that's life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, consent of the governed, and the right to abolish or alter the government, those are 4 things. You have 3 body paragraphs. You're going to pick a specific 3, and you're going to be writing about them. These are the ideas. And for your evidence in each body paragraph, that is when you're going to look at document A and B and document C and D. So if you are answering those questions in A and B and C and D and you're a little confused because you're like, I don't feel like I have enough information about equality, that's when you look at this background reading that's right in front of you for extra help. When you start to fill out your organizer, you are going to pick, if you decide to write about equality for one of your body paragraphs, you're going to go to document A that talks about equality, and we know this because of the question here, and you are going to use an example from here, either in the notes or in the quotes, to show equality, to explain how that is an important ideal. Okay? If you have not done these questions, you are going to have a hard time filling out your organizer because the questions help break apart the document to make it easier to understand. Okay? Very last thing. Today you are going to start working on your graphic organizer that is under writing. And I made a huge note here saying for 1-6, you are only doing the highlighted section. You should be looking at the documents for your evidence. And you should be looking at the documents too to explain why this is an important ideal. The essay prompt is the ideals of the Declaration of Independence. There are 4 of them. We went over them in the document, the background info. Which are the most important? So you're going to pick 3 that you believe are the most important ones. Okay, that is what you're going to be doing with this right now. I'm going to put some notes up. You have this video. Please make sure you have something to work on. Give it your best shot.